What if you could actually influence the world around you? I don't mean with your hands or your voice, but with just your mind. What if there's an invisible energy that connects everything and you could learn how to direct it? It's a pretty wild idea, right? Well, today we're going to explore one very specific system that claims to do just that.
It's a huge question, isn't it? Can your thoughts and intentions really, truly change the physical world around you? Now, for a lot of people, that sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but it's a concept that's been explored in different ways for, well, centuries. And we're about to dive into one really unique and structured take on this very idea.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The source for this whole explainer is the work of an author named Raymond Grace. And just to be super clear, our goal here is to neutrally unpack the system he presents, step by step, just to understand how he claims this all works. We're simply explaining the material as he wrote it.
To get started, we have to wrap our heads around the single most important idea that this entire method is built on. It's all about a different kind of power, an energy that, according to the author, connects every single one of us.
This quote really sets the stage. Grace says, "We are all connected by energy. What affects one affects us all." Now, in the context of this system, this isn't just a nice philosophical thought. It's presented as a fundamental law of how reality actually operates.
So, okay, let's say we accept this idea of an interconnected energy field. The next logical question is, how do we do anything with it? Well, according to the author, the tool is your own mind. The big idea here is that your focused intention, your will, can act like a remote control to consciously guide this universal energy.
Now, if your mind is the remote control, you still need some way to get feedback, right? To know if you're actually on the right channel? This is where a very old, very simple tool comes into play: the pendulum. And here, it's framed as a device for communication.
So, what is a pendulum in this system? Physically, it's nothing fancy, just a weight on a string. But in this practice, it's treated as a kind of antenna. It's a tool used to get clear yes or no answers, which the author claims come from your own subconscious mind, or what he calls a higher intelligence. And here's the practical part. You hold the pendulum lightly, just between your thumb and forefinger. The key is to program it by setting up a code. The system the author suggests is super simple. A clockwise circle means yes, a counterclockwise circle means no, and a straight back and forth swing means it's ready for a question.
All right, so we have the core idea of universal energy and the tool for talking to it. Now we get to the main event, a technique for building what the author calls the circuit of force, to actively direct that flow of energy. Now this is really important. The circuit of force is not a physical machine. It's a mental blueprint, a picture you create in your mind. You can almost think of it like a flowchart for energy, designed to pull from some universal source, channel it through you, and send it exactly where you want it to go.
And the process is laid out in 5 pretty clear steps. First, you mentally pick an energy source. Could be the sun, the earth, something more abstract. Second, you see yourself in the middle as the director. Third, you clearly define your target. Fourth, you state exactly what you want to happen, your intention. And finally, you use your pendulum to get a yes, which is supposed to confirm and activate the whole circuit.
This diagram from the book makes the concept perfectly clear. You've got the source, you've got you acting as the conduit, and you've got the target. The energy is visualized flowing in this simple, direct path. In this model, you're basically the lens that focuses the light from the source onto whatever you're aiming at.
So that's the theory and the method. But what is it supposed to be used for? Let's take a quick look at some of the practical applications that the author claims you can use this for.
One of the most common uses described is clearing a physical space, like a room or your whole house. The idea is you set up the circuit with the house as the target, and your intention is to remove all non-beneficial energies and fill it up with good stuff instead.
Here's another simple everyday example: directing energy right into your food or drink. In this case, your glass of water is the target, and the intention might be something like, charge this water with beneficial, life-enhancing energy. And of course, a major application is sending that energy to other living things. According to the author, a friend who's feeling down, a houseplant that's struggling, or even your pet can be the target of your good intentions inside this circuit.
And the list of things this is supposedly used for in the book is pretty long. It goes from improving relationships,
and dealing with what the author calls harmful energy from technology, all the way to things like removing unwanted spiritual influences, garden pest control, and even just getting a better night's sleep. The principle is always the same, you just change the target and the intention.
So, if you step back from all the specific techniques, what's the ultimate takeaway from this system? Let's zoom out to the bigger picture the author presents about our potential role in the universe.
This quote really gets to the heart of the message. You have the ability to change your world. If you do not like the way it is, then change it. It's a philosophy of, well, profound personal responsibility and empowerment. It suggests we aren't just passively watching our lives go by, but that we're active participants with the real ability to create change.
And this brings us right back to where we started. We've just done a neutral look at one author's very specific system, but it leaves us with a really fascinating idea to think about. What if we are all connected by some unseen energy? And what if we actually do have the power to influence our reality? The real question is, what would you change?